help us understand the difference a little bit?
Of course. In the US, you are free to donate as an individual to whomever you wish. But as you donate individually, you must fill out a form. We have a very transparent process. And on that form, you must declare whom your employer is. So when employees of Skanska, on their own time, with their own money, decide to make a contribution to a politician, they must give their name, address, phone number, title, and name of company. And the whole idea is to make sure that the campaign contribution is legal. So when an individual decides to pick a candidate to support, whether it's Romney or Obama, they must declare that Skanska is the employer. That does not mean at all that the company is making that donation. Employee who happens to work at Skanska and has identified themselves as a Skanska employee is on their own time with their own money and at their own volition making that contribution. And I would say that first, the amount that you listed is very minor in comparison to the 1 billion each candidate has spent. So you can tell. Also, it's really against our company's rules for Skanska itself to make any political contributions at all. The other thing I would point out is that a number of Skanska employees in the United States on their own have contributed to Romney. Right. So I have a sense that the media is completing its own narrative here in Sweden by just deciding to report on individuals giving money to Obama and claiming that's a Skanska contribution when it couldn't be further from the truth.
All right. Thank you for that explanation. But is there an advantage for a company like Skanska and maybe other Swedish companies that we've been talking about this evening if Obama would win the presidency, for example?
Well, our view is first that we have to work across the political spectrum as a company. So we don't pick favorites. We work with the federal government, with state governors and state governments, localities. Our clients are politically diverse. So it wouldn't be very good business, even if we wished to pick sides, because you have a very good chance of alienating your potential clients and customers. So as a company, we don't really have a position regarding who shall win and who shall be better for our company. I will say that everyone, each of the candidates and the people who support them recognize there is a huge need for infrastructure in America. The revitalization of the economy in part comes through new infrastructure, and both candidates essentially in different ways have their own plans to help rebuild or add to the infrastructure of America, and as a company we will compete in that realm. But whether or not the president, if he wins, if it's better for Skanska, or if Romney wins, it's very, very much indifferent from our perspective. We will be ready to bid on and win and execute projects at the federal, state, and local level, and with our private clients. And the hope is just that both candidates, whomever is selected, spends a lot of time working on the economy and getting the economy back running, because that tends to put more money into the system. It tends to create projects that we want to build. It helps increase tax revenues so that the government can get over some of the challenges that it has.
All right. So if I asked you if there were any advantages to Romney's victory, you'll probably give the same answer, is my guess.
Well, you know, I think if there are subtle differences and there are some big differences. If you just take a look at what the campaigns are saying about themselves, you have the emergence of the Obama platform, which is related to more centralized governmental focus. The role of government is very active. And so you could read into his platform that the government will be the generator of big projects and will use tax money to create a better economy for companies like ours to play in or to prosper in. But you could also look at the Romney platform, which talks about a decentralized approach, letting the states and the private sector generate the projects, and instead of raising but it is again not necessarily something that Skanska decides to pick. Well, we'll do better under one or the other. We kind of see opportunities in both, and we'll be ready to adjust whichever is elected.
Great. Carl, we're gonna move on to Kevin Lampy.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Kevin Lampy, you're in Chicago. So is someone else today. Can you hear me, Kevin?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yes,
great,
I can.
great. Keep repeating that phrase. How are you feeling on election day?
Well, we're incredibly confident. I mean, from both my conversations with people deep inside the Obama campaign, even my conversations with my Republican colleagues, the numbers are just too great for Romney to overcome.
Right.
It is, you know, there is a distinct possibility. You know, the president, according to what I understood, even their own internal numbers showed that the president was ahead in all the battleground states. And so, you know, there is a possibility he could win more than what is expected. But I'm expecting the president to get at least 303 electoral votes tonight, which would be more than the 270 he needs to reach a majority.
Is it true that you've written speeches for President Obama?
It's not true I wrote speeches, but I have coached him. I was on stage with him in 2004 when he gave his keynote address at the Democratic National Convention. I was one of his speech coaches then and was on stage as the speech was delivered.
All right. That's quite a responsibility. What's that
Well,
like?
It is humbling and important at the same time. It is something I regularly do with my clients, but I was, you know, very happy that summer he asked us to be a part of the team, my wife and I. In fact, we arranged for his first teleprompters, where he had never used a teleprompter before the summer of 2004. But it was an exciting time. It was fun to watch him learn and really be able to grasp and to accept the we couldn't accept. I'm sorry, just having a technical problem here.
Yep.
It was fun to watch him really learn a new skill because it was something that he had not been known before. But to watch him grow over a brief period of time, that was incredibly important.
Okay. What do you think President Obama is feeling right now?
I think he is. I think he's confident. I think he's cautiously optimistic. I think it was interesting to watch his speech last night from Iowa, where it was one of the first times I've seen him be incredibly emotional in a speech. I've never seen him shed a tear during a speech as he did last night. He was someone who was also seeing that, you know, this was the last time he was going to stand in front of a crowd and ask for their vote. After a 17-year career in politics, that's a large moment, and particularly be doing it at 52. We're exactly the same age. He is 2 months younger than me. We both aren't thinking our political careers are over at 52.
All right. I have to ask, recent statistics say that the unemployment rate in the US is just under 8%, and which is not a good number in the US as compared to Sweden. And no president has been re-elected for decades, correct me if I'm wrong, with such a high level of unemployment. So how can President Obama be a contender?
Well, I think also there's a big difference between 7.9 and 8%. You know, even though it's a 0.1 percentage, think about that in real numbers compared to the 300 million person population of the United States. It is, you know, the president has done the things necessary in order to move the country forward. We look at the work he did for General Motors, project actually that I helped work on. It was important that we gave the bridge loans to the auto industry so that the auto industry could survive. And when we also have to remember that there's an economic multiplier when you do things like, you know, work with a particular industry to help them. You know, this saved General Motors, but it also saved the diner across the street from the factory and those real jobs. And also the job loss has stopped under President Obama. We have a net gain of millions and millions of jobs in America. That was not happening under the Republican administration. The Republican administration had been one that was destined for failure, and they did nothing to turn the tide of losing jobs. It wasn't until the president took office that actually we started saving more jobs in the economy, and we were able to turn the economy around.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. We're gonna move on, and I'm gonna switch to Swedish for a little bit. Karin Henriksson, korrespondent på Svenska Dagbladet. Var är du någonstans?
Jag är också i Washington och här är det lite mini-Almedalen. Det är massor av svenskar som har rest hit för att antingen bara vara på plats för att de tycker det är så spännande med USA eller för att vara här och studera hur det går. Både rapportering och också för framtida svenska val, inbillar jag mig.
Och hur är läget? Alltså, kan man säga någonting alls om valläget ännu? Eller är det för tidigt?
Ja, det är för tidigt och som Kevin var inne på, det beror lite på hur man frågar. Kevin var väldigt positiv beträffande president Obamas chanser, men talar man med republikaner så får man intrycket av att de tror att entusiasmen är större bland deras väljare. Så att det finns väl några osäkerhetsfaktorer kvar, även om de allra flesta instämmer ju i att vägen för Mitt Romney till 270 elektorer blir svår.
Mm. Men vi har pratat ganska mycket om Obama. Om du kan skulle jag vilja be dig att berätta lite varför väljare röstar på Romney. Vad är det de röstar på? Varför väljer de honom?
Ja, det är ju i första hand de som inte tycker att Barack Obama har skött ekonomin väl. Det är ju svaret nummer 1. Det har ju gällt hela det här året att det är jobs och ekonomin. Och jag har själv pratat med dussintals väljare som verkligen tycker att Obama har misslyckats totalt och att det är dags nu för change, som man säger, förändring, och att man då vill ha nya kvastar helt enkelt. Vi måste pröva något annat, det här har inte fungerat.
Och förutom känslan av Almedalen, hur ser det ut i Washington DC så här under slutspurten? Är det stiltje i politiken? Är det tomma gator för att alla är i Ohio? Eller hur ser det ut?
Ja, det är ganska lugnt här. Det är soligt och fint. Men jag hörde just att det är långa köer till vallokalerna här också. Och det kommer ju bli spännande att se ikväll om prognoserna om ett ökat valdeltagande och faktiskt kommer stämma in, istället för att det talades ju ett tag om att folk var lite trötta på det här och kanske inte blir så många som väljer. Men det är ju 2 väldigt tydliga alternativ som har ställts mot varandra, så det är också spännande i valet.
Mm. Och hur ser resten av din dag ut?
Ja, jag väntar ju mest. Jag måste förbereda lite som vi i dagspressen måste göra. Nämligen, vi har ju inte så lång tid på oss som morgon bitti nu då till torsdagstidningen. Utan vi måste ju tänka lite framåt och skriva lite olika versioner. För vi vet ju faktiskt inte hur det ska gå.
Nej, just det. Okej, tack så jättemycket Karin Henriksson i DC. I want to say thank you to all of you who have participated. Stort tack. Och teknologin var med oss ikväll. Det är roligt. Så nästa moment är vi ska fortsätta i ett litet tag som vi har gjort tidigare. Sen ska vi snabbt checka in med Sveriges ambassadör i USA. Och kvällen kommer avslutas med att Cecilia Wassäter från Greatness PR och Siba Sarey från Svenska Amerikanska Handelskammaren kommer upp och säger tack och hej. Så på återseende.